What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another fun-filled, drama-filled episode of Couch Co-op. My name's Cal. I am here with Riley,
What's up? How you doing, man?
and we got a fun show for you guys tonight. So there's been a lot of Twitch drama going on, a lot of animal drama, I guess you would call it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump right into it. The first topic of tonight, there was this picture going around, and I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a picture of a bear from China.
Uh-huh.
And you're gonna you're gonna have to edit this in, but dude, what are your thoughts on this? Because I think I commented on when you sent it to me, and I said either way, it's the saddest looking bear I've ever seen. It looks
Yeah.
like just the most malnourished, just sickly bear you would ever see in your entire life,
Mm-hmm.
or it looks like a really bad costume of a bear.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about it?
It literally looks like a guy standing up in a suit and the butt area is like sagged together, like the butt portion of the suit's kind of sagging and yeah, if this is a bear, he has a real spine problem because there's a massive bulge in the back. Uh like where his shoulder blades should be. um So apparently, the some Chinese zoo denies the allegations that it's a bear in it's a man in a bear costume. So I don't know, man. It's oh I okay. So I actually watched. I was at on break at work this week, and they actually had a full on news segment dedicated to this stupid bear, and apparently it's an actual species of bear, and I think they said that there's like one in the U.S. I should have written down what the actual species was, but supposedly it's an actual bear. So, I mean, but who knows with the media these days, right? So I'm still gonna go with the man in a suit. That's the
There's
weirdest
no way,
looking
dude.
bear.
There is no way that's a bear.
Yeah.
Like, and you again, you'll pull this up, but it like the front, like I don't know what they call the front patch of fur right here, like under its chin.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a dirty orange color. It doesn't look like a natural color on an animal, but you can see like where part of it looks like it looks like a flap that as you put on the bear costume, you flap that down, and it looks like there's a little piece of the flap that's like stuck up a little bit, and you can see Velcro. And reading through the comments, dude, there was like so many people saying like nobody's seeing the zipper. I see the zipper. Um, it's not a man in a bear costume. Homie built like Joe Rogan.
This is what
when
happens when your
when has
social credit score nears zero.
when has China ever lied before?
Oh yeah,
Oh, dude, like again, I mean, if this is a bear, sorry, if this is a bear, this is the saddest looking bear, dude.
it
Like
is.
I would go one on one with this bear.
If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear!
Not a lot of bears I would do that with, but this bear, like you said, dude, it looks like the bear's butt is just sagging, like down to the back of its knees. Like it looks terrible.
So if you ever see Cal in the woods fighting with the grizzly bear, help the bear.
You'll know it's not a real bear. It's this obvious guy in a costume. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way, dude. There's no way that's actually a bear. Let's see. I mean, it's pretty weird.
And if you are that person in the costume, what steps in your life do you have to have taken to get put in that position?
Well, I think that's what they're talking about. I think it's the guy with the lowest social credit score in China. I think that
Hmm.
that's the bear guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing comments here. People like also posted. I guess supposedly it's a sun bear, and they get like really wrinkly skin. Like there's another picture. There's another picture that somebody put in the comment here.
I see it.
Let
Is it
me.
is it a RGB says?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And like, but that actually looks like a bear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's like got wrinkly skin, but you can see its claws. It doesn't just have like these like. It just looks like it has the fake one. Looks like it just has mittens. Like this, there's just a guy with his hands shoved into mittens like this. Oh man, but yeah, I'm calling BS. There's no way that's an actual bear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. I don't believe that.
Especially after seeing the one that I just was looking at.
Mm-hmm. Here's some other pictures by Glarn Budin. Uh, there's yeah, there's some weird like honestly, if you find that that person, they in the second photo they almost look like a dog or a like a some kind of monkey. Like this one is like ducking for cover, like the sky's about to fall on them. Man, they look weird standing up.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I if it was okay, not I won't say any other country because I think that's hyperbolic, but you know, it's funny that it's coming out of China, and China is like I don't actually know like who commented from China, or like I don't know what their comment was. I think it was from the zoo if I remember right. But they're
Mm-hmm.
like, no, this is absolutely a bear. There's no way this is just a man in a bear suit. We are being 100% honest. We have no reason to lie. This is a bear. I don't know, dude. Looking at that thing, it really does get like more and more hilarious the longer I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah. What would it take for you to wear a bear suit in a zoo?
I could never do that, especially where I'm at now in Arizona, standing in a big black bear suit like that. No way, man. I'd be sweating profusely all day.
Did you ever I don't think I ever sent it to you. Did you see the clip of the lady on the plane that got kicked off? She's
Oh
like, "There's
no,
no way that MFer is real. That is not real." Um, that's like all the comments I'm seeing is everybody's posting that meme.
I've actually not seen that video, but I know who you're talking about.
I'll have to find a good version of it and send it to you.
Oh my god, that's the worst tweet ever. I'm not reading that. All right. At the very bottom of that Keemstar post, there's a certain fella. Yeah, I don't think so. So,
I mean, and I don't know if you've seen the Lunar Archers post. Is that the one you were looking at a minute ago? But
maybe.
again, well, I will, I'll tag you in it. Again, like, yeah, and they're claiming like, well, it's a sun bear. It's like, well, I know this looks like a sun bear. This
Hmm.
actually does look like a bear. It's not like I mean, they're good pictures, but you can't blame all that just on terrible quality of the camera. Like, it's
Yeah.
very obviously not a bear. I don't know, man. I don't know. So, definitely let's get your final thoughts. Bear or no bear?
Absolutely not a bear. That is a man in a costume, or like I don't know. Maybe it's one of the dwellers from beneath the surface, working with the deep state to spy on Chinese people in a bear costume at a zoo. Maybe that's it. So either way, it's absolutely not a bear. I don't believe it.
No. No, I don't either. Even like again, like even these pictures I'm looking at, I went as far as to Google sun bears,
Hmm.
and there's just nothing that looks like that.
Yeah.
Sun bears are real, not humans in disguise. It says hang. I don't know how to say it. Hangzhou Zoo. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna say definitely not a bear.
Yeah, definitely.
No way. Mm-mm. That is not a bear. Like I asked you, what would it take for you to get in a bear suit? But I just can't imagine at what, like, if you're the guy in that suit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how bad is your life that you are the guy they choose to be the bear? I don't know, dude.
At least nobody knows who you are when you're being mocked for it, right?
It's true. It's true. I mean, maybe he's making bank, making all sorts of money.
Yep.
Oh. Anyways, that was a fun one.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, go ahead.
we have I must say it's been nice not to talk about Activision or Call of Duty for a couple weeks, but here we are again. It's more of the same old stuff, I think. We've discussed Activision or Call of Duty's kind of push to like pay to win cosmetics and stuff in the past with the DMZ mode in Modern Warfare 2, and it's starting to bleed over into the full game, the multiplayer portion. So if you buy this specific bundle in the shop, and there's more to it than just this bundle, but if you buy a specific bundle, it comes with like a special like holographic sight, I guess that's kind of infrared or something, and the base like version of it is kind of it makes like the whole site orange, and it highlights what the character is in orange, I think. I'll have to put the side by side comparison so it's more specific, but it's besides that, the new one that you get in the bundle actually is much more clear and better than the one that is the base variant. So it's very small, but I see it as just like a mobile game. They're getting your foot in the door. Oh, it's not too bad, so I mean, why not? I'll buy it. But eventually, it's going to get much worse than that, and we've seen it happen a lot. So this is only the beginning of a terrible microtransactions.
Yep. Definitely. Like you said, it's them getting their foot in the door. Like, this is their. I mean, I feel like it's gotten progressively worse, right? Since, I mean, when did they start? I feel like Black Ops 3 is when it started. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe it's Advanced Warfare before. Yeah, Advanced Warfare. I feel Advanced Warfare was where it started. Black Ops 3, I mean, you got your drops, you can get your camos and stuff. I wouldn't say that there was anything super pay to win there. Maybe some of the multiplayer weapons were a little better, like the freaking nail gun. I hated that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or the I don't remember what it's called, but the one that would shoot the discs, the disc launcher one. They would bounce.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it's called, but my point being, they've been headed this direction for quite a while, but this is, I think, a new low. Like, this is new actual mechanics in the game that are game breaking and game changing, because not only, is there a new blueprint and the new reticle like you're talking about, there's the new tactical pet.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dog that, let's see, I need to read their actual description on it. Your dangerous and cuddly black cell dog companion is here. Equip the high alert perk and keep your ears open for tactical growls. Tactical growls as your enemies near. So basically, you have high alert on, and high alert basically, if I remember right, it just will like put an indicator on your screen. Like, it'll make the right side of your screen orange if there's an enemy looking at you from the right.
Mm-hmm.
But this goes a step further, and now the dog will growl if there's an enemy near, which is, it's pay to win. it's just like it's game breaking, man. It's like I've seen the argument that, well, now I can know if campers are just sitting next to me, and I guess that's true, but everyone can use it, and I don't know.
Not if you don't pay for it. It's
Well, you don't you have $20?
oh
Sorry,
boy.
I think it's like 25. Don't you have $25?
Yeah.
Spend.
Absolutely.
It just,
not.
I don't know, dude. And I see the comments. Sorry to cut you off, but I see comments saying, "Oh, it's about time we got companions in Call of Duty." Like, no, Call of Duty is an arcade shooter where you go and you shoot the other guy. Like, companions break the game in so many ways. Like, if you can have your companion just go out and basically point, that's the next step. Is you're gonna have a pointer dog, like a hunting dog that just points the direction of the nearest enemy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw this clip where this guy was playing Warzone, and he was sitting in this corner with a riot shield, and there was enemies running past him, but they couldn't see him because he's sitting in the corner. And one of the people that was running past him had the dog thing, and they wouldn't have saw him in the corner if the dog didn't like growl at him. And then two guys pass by, they don't see anything. The third guy passes by and he hears the growl. The third guy goes back. He's like, wait. It growled again. He turns back and he sees the guy in there with the riot shield, and the guy has to run away because he's like, wait, what happened? So yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I know we've already decided we're not buying the game, obviously, and nobody should buy the game, and don't support this, but I just don't know where it stops. Like,
Yeah.
they're just inching closer and closer towards the edge of just pay to win, and it might as well be pay to win at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know what's holding them back, because people will still buy I mean, more people would buy the bundles. Like, you'd have to spend at least $50 in bundles to be competitive. I also saw there was another one. I think they tweeted it out today. I don't know if you saw this one.
Yeah, you wrote down the talking gun.
Let's see.
I'm not sure I saw that one.
Oh yeah, it was 6 hours ago. Let me I'll hit you up. I don't want to retweet it. Gosh. But this one, same thing. It is a gun, and as you pick it up, it has a little like screen on the side of it. And I don't know like what it actually will tell you. They don't show much of it like telling you stuff, but I'm assuming it's the same type of thing. I'm assuming it will say enemies are near. Don't forget to do this. Circle closing in. Like things that are just gonna give you a little bit of an edge, not like a crazy amount, but when you combine that with the black cell dog, they just keep adding more and more things that just inch it towards a pay to win game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This one may not be as atrocious as the other ones, but
Yeah, it's still a sign of not bright times over at Call of Duty. So, and I saw people bring up this comparison with zombies, how they might bring gobblegums back and just like milk that how they used to. I don't I don't need to explain how bad that those were, and how just it was crazy. People would literally be spending thousands and thousands and thousands in a single night in a single city and just trying to get the best ones. And it just puts a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like, to a certain degree, a lot of it has been maybe not subliminal messaging, but it's been there. It's been in our face for so long. Like the Gobblegums is a good example. And I will say in Black Ops 4, what are they called in Black Ops 4? The elixirs. The elixirs I think are even a little bit better example, because they made it even harder in that, because there's so many more. They made it even harder to get the perkaholic. And like it just, it's been there for so long, and we as the consumers we've supported it. You know, we've supported this multi-billion-dollar company by buying their crappy games with their transactions, and it just, you know, it. I also saw people talking about, like, they were excited that maybe they would bring Gobblegums back, and I had the same reaction as you. Like, no, don't bring Gobblegums back. Like, Gobblegums are done, and they should be done outside of like the story of like Dr. Monty creating it and all that. So the nerd stuff, like, don't bring back Gobblegums, because we don't like the zombies is going to be garbage, and we already know it's going to be garbage. Like,
What if somehow Monty returns?
okay, so I 100% agree that that is a possibility, and I think, and I've said for a long time, the smartest thing they could do if they wanted to just boost their sales is reboot the Ether story. Just do it. Just bring back Richtofen and Dempsey, and you know, and bring back all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It would be the biggest cash cow, maybe besides Zombie Chronicles. You know, maybe Zombie Chronicles 2, but I don't know. I like I said before, I have high hopes with Activision being bought by Microsoft.
Microsoft, yeah.
Microsoft. I always want to say Xbox, but it's Microsoft. I have high hopes because they did the Master Chief Collection.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe they'll do something like that with Call of Duty, but I don't think we really want them to be honest.
Yeah, at this point, they're they're gonna run out of maps to remaster, dude. They like I don't know if you've been following the multiplayer side of things for the past few years. Even they've been just pumping out remasters and remakes that they're gonna run out of maps to keep reusing. So eventually, oh no, they're gonna have to start making new content. So I would like new content more than old remasters and stuff, to be honest. So I just hope that the new content is better. I'm not waiting for a Zombie Chronicles 2 or I don't know, a Master Chief Collection type thing, really. So because I mean, I don't know, I don't think things will ever get as bad as Infinite Warfare when they had to pull out Modern Warfare Remastered and the original Zombies Chronicles. So, but I mean, who knows, man? Maybe this year with Modern Warfare 3, because it's not looking too good.
Well, that's what all the zombies people say, right? That's what every week I feel like I see on my front page there's at least like 5 Zombie Chronicles 2 videos, and they all basically say the same thing. Like, oh, with the next Call of Duty being absolute shite, they're gonna have to put something really good in, like they did with Infinite Warfare and Zombie Chronicles 2. And I mean, it would make sense. I think honestly it would be the smartest thing they could ever do. If they did, they'd have to do it right, obviously. Like, you can't, like, Blood of the Dead is an example of, you can't just like remaster something and not do a good job with it. But what do you think it is? Why do you think that's such an appealing thing for Call of Duty to do? Like, to just remake old stuff?
I honestly haven't. I don't know. I would just assume that it cuts time and costs. Maybe instead of putting effort and resources into something completely new, they can just remake stuff, pull assets, and just whatever, and there you go. So, yeah, that's my answer. So,
yeah, I think. I mean, I agree. I think they feel like they don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. They probably save, I don't know how many hours they put into development of stuff, but they probably save hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, not like reinventing the wheel every time they have to think of a new map. Even though they have, I don't know how many developers they have. I don't know. I don't know any of the stats, but even though they have like thousands of people that work there, they can't like put a team together and come up with new maps. Yeah, I think it's it's a weird dynamic for me because I feel like on one hand, you've got the games that nobody can really play anymore unless, like, PlayStation people can't go back and play World at War unless they pull out their PS3. If they have a PS3, Xbox, it's a little different with the backwards compatibility. Or if you have PC, I feel like it's more accessible now than it has been. But I feel like they're like, oh, we want to, they guise it as we want to give everybody an opportunity to play these classic zombies maps, like with Chronicles, which was a good idea. But at the same point, I agree with you, and I know what you're saying, and I think it's so bad for the community. It's bad for Call of Duty. It's bad for people who just want something new. Like, okay, we don't want to play Nuketown again. We don't want to play Call of the Dead again. We don't want to play Nocturne and Toten again,
Mm-hmm.
or Die Machina or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it works, and so they keep doing it because they know, because they also have the gamers who probably like started on the original like World at War or whatever, Call of Duty 4, and now those people are probably grown up and they can actually afford to buy games, and they're like, oh my gosh, they're putting Nuketown back in the next Call of Duty. I've got to buy this. I remember playing that when I was like a 12-year-old kid, like. So.
Yeah, there's also another side to that too. I was watching the Prestigious Key video, and he brought up that same point, but he also said that these, like Modern Warfare 2, for example, they changed the game up so much that it doesn't cater to those hardcore players anymore. And so how could Activision be catering to those players, but at the same time not? And yeah, I don't know. I think that is what they're doing. They're trying to get the old player base back, but they're just too stupid to see why they left in the first place. So
Yeah, it's true. Did you see the game? It was called on Steam BattleBit.
oh yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see that at all?
Mhm.
And I think I truly believe that's why games like that and X Defiant, if X Defiant, I don't know, if Ubisoft doesn't delete your account,
Yeah.
games like that will get bigger, I think, in the coming years because people just want the arcade shooter. Like, I think I saw the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and someone was saying that they need to add battle royale into BattleBit. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, no, that's what ruined Call of Duty. And I agree with that. Like, I think battle royales were fun at first.
Yeah.
First couple, it was an interesting idea. You're playing against 90 other people, last man standing wins, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so overdone, oversaturated at this point. So
Definitely. Yeah.
but yeah, I think they're trying to capitalize on the older people who actually can afford video games now. But I feel like they also aren't at the same time because they're putting like the cat bundles in there. Like, I feel like they're trying to get the teenagers with their mom and dad's money, but they also try to, I don't know. It's a weird concept to me because I feel like you would just want to keep your community happy and not go for microtransactions, but
Mm-hmm.
they make a lot of money, so what do I know?
Well, we do know a little bit of something. You had some Modern Warfare 3 stuff put down. Slides, can, cell phone.
Oh yeah. This is great. So another man, this is just all great. This is all great stuff. So Call of Duty sent FaZe Swag a package. Let me pull it up here. Maybe I should have had it pulled up, but anyways, Call of Duty sent FaZe Swag a package, and in the package there was a pair of slides, like the slippers.
Mm-hmm.
There was just a can, and then a cell phone. And if you add them all together, it's slides can sell. Slide canceling. They're basically hinting that it's a marketing ploy to basically get people excited for Modern Warfare 3 because they're bringing back slide canceling.
We took it away. but we're bringing it back.
We took it away because like 1% of the gamers were angry about it, but we're gonna bring it back. What's your thought on slide canceling?
Oh, like, okay, well, slide canceling, I honestly don't really care about. I think it's the same thing as, and by the way, I don't really play much multiplayer or Warzone or whatever, so it doesn't really matter to me, but I think it's the same thing as like being good with a sniper rifle. Like when they nerf snipers in those same game modes, and you couldn't even one shot people anymore. I'm like, dude, why? People have been spending years getting good at hitting shots with sniper rifles. If you get hit with a sniper rifle, you should have avoided it. You should have just all this stuff what they had to nerf the snipers. Same with this sort of thing. I just think if you like snort cocaine and drink a bunch of G-Fu and get on the game, whatever, you should just play the game however you want. No, even if you look you did all that stuff, but yeah, I mean, and they should just like speed up the game in general, because the reason why that happened is because in that game, when slide canceling was discovered, was in Modern Warfare 2019, because the game was so slow. You had to like come up with all these weird tricks to do with your controller and keyboard, and that was like the main one to come out of that was slide canceling, and then it got removed in the next game, and then in the next one now they're bringing it back. So it's just typical Call of Duty things, removing things that should have never been removed, and now they're going to use it for a marketing stunt that for a game that no one cares about. So yeah.
No, it's true. I feel like bringing it to like an example I will actually relate with, because I could never do it and I never tried to do it on the newer games, but sliding on zombies on Black Ops 3 in particular.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like, if you could do that and you could do it well, and I don't know, did you ever get to the point where you could slide backwards?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And like that was the thing that would set you apart from other players. Like if you played with randoms and you just started sliding around, like early Black Ops 3, people would be like, what the heck is this guy doing? Like, how is he doing that? Especially if you could slide backwards.
Mm-hmm.
But then, the next games, they completely took that out. Like Black Ops 4, you can slide, I think, one time, and then it like just completely slows you down. Like there's no benefit to it really. And so I look at this the same way. Like that was a beloved thing that zombies players loved. Like, and you could move around the map so much faster. Like it's crazy if you, especially that and stamina up, like you could just cruise. But I feel like it's more of a problem with their game in general, and I don't think Call of Duty is good at just solving the problem. I think that the problem, like you said, the reason that this was created, and people would use it either way, but the game was so slow. Like you'd be running in a big game of Warzone, and you're just like, you're not getting anywhere. And that's why stuff like this is invented. But instead of like solving the problem and speeding things up just a little bit, they just remove it. And then, like you said, they use it as a marketing ploy in the next game. Like, we're bringing it back, and this is our biggest selling feature. And we're going to send it to Face Swag so he can tell all y'all about it.
Yeah.
This seems, I don't know. It's the most Activision thing I can think of. But do you have you ever heard of? I'd never heard of. I didn't know it was based on D&D, but Baldur's Gate.
No.
Have you seen anything with it?
Well, I saw some things about it. Yeah. Back to a bear. I saw this clip of. I don't even want to say it. I'm not gonna say it.
This is a sidetrack from my point I was making, but there's a clip of Asmongold going around. I don't know if you watch Asmongold, but a player like approaches a squirrel and the squirrel bites him, and basically this player just hunts the squirrel, and it like just there's blood everywhere. It's like it's ridiculously bloody for no reason. And Asmongold's like, oh, maybe I will play the game, but I bring it up because the developers that made Baldur's Gate 3, I think, they confirmed, they're like, nope, there will never ever be any microtransaction. You're buying a complete game, which to us in this day and age is unheard of. Like there's no game that is complete that you can just play. Besides, like maybe Elden Ring is the only one I can really think of recently. But and it has like a crazy player. They were prepared for I think 100,000 players is what they said, but they've been averaging like 700,000 a day on Steam. So just goes to show, like, my point is, if you just make a good game and let the players have fun and not like ruin everything for them, then it will sell and it will be huge.
Definitely. Whoever thought that being nice to your audience would like take you a long way? So,
It's just it's the craziest thing I've ever heard of. But that's a rare, I would say, gamer W moment. But we have some interesting gamer L moments to talk about, and I think you know a little more about this one. So I'm gonna let you take away the XQC drama.
Oh yeah,
of the day.
So yeah, really.
It's a daily occurrence.
A couple weeks ago, we had talked about how XQC was signed on to Kick for $100 million, and he is proving his worth now by literally sitting in his chair, talking a bunch of nonsense. I'm sort of biased because I don't like XQC. I don't understand how people can watch that guy. He's I can't understand a word he's saying. I don't get it. So, and
and I'm sorry to interrupt, but it just reminds me. I don't like to compare everything to The Office, but it reminds me so much of Michael sometimes. You know how Michael will just start talking, and he says it in one episode. He's like, sometimes I start talking and I don't know where I'm going. That's what it reminds me of, dude. Because it'll just be like, and you're like, dude, nobody knows what you're saying, and like, there's 57,000 people watching you for God knows why, and nobody can understand what you're talking about. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So, anyway, so yeah, XQC has been, working his butt off so much that he's just sitting in his chair all day watching YouTube videos, not his, just other people's. Now, I don't really have a problem with reaction content as long as you add to it. Like, I think Asmongold does a pretty good job at that. He can turn like a 30-minute video into like a 2, sometimes even like 3-hour like reaction and actually add substance to what's being talked about in the video.
Right.
But XQC does none of that. He instead, for one specific example, he went on a stream one day and he reacted to a video. He started watching it, and then he got up from his chair, left the room. The video is still playing. 10 minutes goes by, and he comes back and just like nothing happened. So of course this guy on Twitter got pissed off because he saw XQC doing this, and that kind of sparked this thing where this other guy on Twitter named @DarkViperAU, he tweeted about how he was going to be debating XQC on reaction content, and then all of a sudden XQC backed out. He didn't say anything about it, and then that happened where he got on stream and left that video running, and then XQC unfollowed Dark Viper, and Viper declared himself the victor of the debate. So congratulations, Dark Viper, you have won the debate. No, but honestly, this whole thing is just so stupid. I just don't get why that guy gets any attention, or why his contract was worth $100 million. I don't get it. But that's pretty much the root of the whole XQC thing right now.
Yeah, and like you said, I would say I'm pretty middle of the line here, because I understand React content. I watch React content. I think everybody does. Like, Asmongold is a good example. Like, I feel like Asmongold is so good about, he doesn't just sit there and watch it. Like, he's not just running it in the background. Asmon will just sit there and he'll like he's actively like thinking through. You can see his brain like calculating like what's going on in the video and what's being talked about and all this stuff. But do I do that a lot?
No, Asmongold kind of talks with his eyebrows. If you've
Oh
noticed
yeah, yeah.
that, yeah.
Okay, I thought I was doing that. But he like you said, he can take like a 30-minute video and turn it into like a 3-hour thoughtful like dissection of an entire video.
Mm-hmm.
Where like XQC, and I mean, I think you can argue there's probably a million other people that do it. Like he's the most notable one, but I think a lot of people do it. Just sit there, and I think that you know, nobody wants to see copyright enforced on YouTube, but this is like I think why people get pissed off, because I think the guy that had created the video was really upset
Mm-hmm.
because he's like, I put hundreds of hours of research into that video, and you just sit there and you farm it for your views and stuff. But I think that the inverse of or the opposite side of that is when you do have, if you're a smaller channel creating videos, and someone like Asmongold or even XQC, Asmongold is good about shouting out the creator. I don't think XQC is.
Yeah.
Like that can also make your channel. So I feel like sometimes people don't look at it that way, and I think that, you know, if a big streamer reacts to your video, I think you're kind of lucky, if I'm being honest. But
Yeah, I saw
not
this
discounting the
one.
work they do, but it is like it can make your career if XQC starts reacting to your videos. But
Mm-hmm. I
anyway.
saw this one statistic. I think it had to do with Mr. T-Lexify. He does a lot of reactions these days too. And someone who kind of brought up that topic in like a zombies community drama video was saying that, yeah, sure, like the shout out is nice, but there's only like a kind of a small spike of engagement on your channel after a reaction like that, and then it's pretty much back to normal. You know, it's not like anything ever happened really. So, um, that's just for that example. I don't know how it is with like XQC or Asmongold or whatever, but yeah.
So I would say, and maybe I'm not the best person to say, I think that is probably true most of the time, unless you make really good content.
Yeah.
Like I think if you're making excellent content, then it would work. But yeah, I think if you're just like, if Mr. T-Lexify is reacting to the, I don't know, the top 10 dumbest ways I've ever died in zombies, you know, and it's not a very good video, then yeah, you're probably not going to pull a lot of viewers to your channel from that. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways,
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting stuff for sure. So what have you ever, okay, I'm trying to say this the right way, have you ever just watched an entire XQC stream? How many people, okay, bad question on my part, how many people do you think actually watch an entire XQC stream, or how many people do you think just log in just to see what the heck he's doing? Because I'll admit, I do that sometimes. I just will see what he's up to, and most of the time he's just watching a video or he's yelling really loud while playing GTA.
I have no I like I said, I have no idea, man. I just don't get the appeal to him. Uh yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that way about a lot of the. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a creator. I don't see the appeal to a lot of bigger creators. Like it doesn't. A lot of the success there doesn't make sense to me, but I'm
Mhm.
slightly biased because I'm a creator. So
Yeah, I see a lot of people kind of crapping on Hassan the same way that they do with XQC sometimes. Hassan was talking about how one of the like stall merchants at the, and we're gonna get into it in a minute, at the Kai CNAT riot was like this old guy, and I don't actually know what did he say. I'm so unprepared this week.
yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so yeah, this old man's stall got robbed, and Hassan basically said local media talking about $3 worth of Doritos, like there was a bank run, and the guy is like 60 years old, and his entire thing got like ransacked during that whole yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought him up because he's another one I probably dislike him a little more than I dislike XQC because I think he hides it better, but he also has no clue what he's talking about. He's a fake socialist. He is a millionaire, maybe billionaire at this point. I don't know. Like nothing grinds my gears more than people who preach something like communism or whatever, however you want to say it, and then they don't live it themselves. Like, no, dude, you're a millionaire. Like, stop saying all this other stuff and like stop like that poor 60-year-old man's shop was robbed, and yeah, maybe there was only $6 worth of Doritos, but that's all he had. While you're sitting in a mansion and thousands of people watch you, which isn't a problem that they watch you, but it makes you a tool, in my opinion.
Complete tool.
And he just has some of the most brain dead takes I think I've ever seen.
I suppose he could be a bell end then.
Yeah, bell end. You dang yank bell end. Anyways, that was a rant. Sorry. But that that brings us up to a good segue there. The Kai, how do you say it? Is it Kai Cenat?
Cenat, I think, yeah.
So, do you know the full story on this?
Yeah. So
Go ahead and lead us off because I know kind of what happened, but
so Kai was live streaming on Twitch. I don't have the exact details, but I have them roughly. And he was on Google Earth on like the street view, and he's like, you know what, chat? We're all gonna meet right here. We're gonna turn up. We're gonna throw a party. We're just gonna turn up, man. And I'm gonna be giving away PlayStation 5s and PCs. So every 6-year-old and their mother went there, and every adolescent and teen who missed out on ransacking businesses back in 2020 showed up also and started a riot. So. And then Kai had to be escorted out, and he was taken into the police precinct. It was presumed that he was arrested, but he was just held there for safety reasons, and then he was let go. And his team released some note, like the Gollum apology, like, yeah, we're sorry. So yeah, that's where that is at. That's just kind of the quick rundown of it. But there are videos everywhere of these teenagers just like jumping on cars, smashing in windows. I saw this clip of these two cops, literally. One cop had their hand on this kid's shoulder while the other on the other shoulder, and they literally pushed this kid's head through the back windshield of a van. So that was, it was a rough watch, man. And then there was this girl twerking on a light pole. Yeah, it was just,
of course.
Typical. I don't know where it is. I don't know, New York or something. But yeah, that was absolutely bonkers. What are your thoughts on that whole thing?
I've seen a lot of people throwing hate towards Kai, and I've seen a lot of people saying, he incited a riot, which is similar to other things our country's going through. We're not going to talk about that, but it's reminiscent. If Kai knew he was going to get this big, basically mob of people that were going to just destroy everything, he should be personally held liable for it. I agree with that. But as an internet person, and not a very popular one, and that's fine, I can't think of anything more terrifying than wanting to meet up with your fans and just having just this big shit show that just and people go crazy. And there was thousands of people there, literally thousands of people, and it's a crazy thing. And it's probably why these things don't happen more, and why people just choose to meet up with their fans at TwitchCon or whatever. But I just think I think people heard the word free PlayStations, free PCs, like you said. I think that I think these are people that either did a little too much in 2020 or didn't get to do enough. Maybe they weren't old enough. Maybe their mom wouldn't let them go out.
Yeah.
But I just think because people heard the word free from a Twitch streamer, they just lost their minds.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I saw people saying he should be arrested. I don't think he should be arrested. I mean, he wasn't trying to get people to destroy stuff like, and that, that sets I would say, a dangerous precedent for anything. Like, you say anything on the internet and you can be personally held reliable for it. Like, that's kind of a scary thought to me. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we all know the very obvious comparison of this. Uh, like you said, it's hard not to like talk about that because it's just like nearly like identical to that. But I don't know. I think if these, I think it just shows us that if these people have the excuse to act like animals, they will. Whether like, I mean, yeah, like, it's just a good idea not to have a big gathering of your community if it's so. Apparently the number was over 7,000 people showed up, and if you are literally the biggest like live streamer in the world, which is what Kai is right now, you should expect the biggest showing that anybody has ever seen of people showing up. So I don't know. I think he just like underestimated how many people would actually be there and how they would act. Like there's this other clip of supposedly Kai driving away in a black SUV, and there's people dangling off the side of it and sitting on top of it and dancing on it, and he's just trying to drive away, but he can't do it because there's just a mob of people. So yeah.
yeah, I was watching. I don't remember who it was. It was a creator talking about. I don't even think I know the person, but they were talking about like if you're basically quote unquote selling your soul if you become an internet personality because you really aren't your own person anymore. Like you can't express your views in the same way. Like you have to be careful about, for obvious examples like this, you have to be careful about what you say. Like you can't just say, "Hey, everybody, let's meet up," and like you and I, or maybe you probably have more friends than I do, but me and my like two friends would show up if I'm lucky,
Mhm.
but you're basically trading away your ability to like be a normal person for internet popularity or fame. It'd be the same as if, Michael Jordan was like, "Hey everybody, I'm meeting up on this corner in New York City. I'm giving away some free shoes. Like, come on out everybody." It would be crazy. It would be even crazier than what we just saw, but I do think that as unfortunate as it is, like if you are getting if you are popular on the internet, if you're TikTok famous or Twitch famous or however they want to say it, you have to be really careful about what you say because people will, and even if you're not legally found responsible, people will always remember you as the guy that started this riot, that this poor 60-year-old man was robbed and this person was trampled. And I don't know if there's actually been any casualties. I haven't heard of any. I'm sure that they would say there was a lot if there was a lot, but
The worst thing that I saw was that like maybe two of his fans got in a fist fight, but that's the worst thing I saw.
supposedly I'm gonna send this to you because I don't know if it's real or not. Let me know what you think. Supposedly his mugshot got leaked, which I think is fake because I don't think he was actually arrested. But yeah, and there's a video of him or a picture of him carrying a small child to safety in the
Hmm.
chaos of the NYC giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he meant, obviously I don't think he meant for this to happen because if he did it would destroy his business, everything he's worked for. I think he
Hmm.
thought it would be cool to like meet up with everybody. And that brings up a good question. Like, do these people, maybe they don't realize how popular they really are. Like maybe they don't realize the impact they have on people.
Hmm.
What do you think?
Well, first of all, I don't think that this mugshot is real. um, I've seen like two different mugshots. I don't think he was like arrested like that. in the same vein as like him not knowing that if like all his people would show up, dude had literally like some of the most popular rappers like literally in his like house, I guess, like in the background of his stream. He had like 21 Savage, maybe Drake, all these just different people, like yeah, it's like a bunch of celebrities and just hundreds of thousands of viewers and the most popular streamer right now. It's so I don't know. It's the same. I have to mention it. It's the same thing with January 6th. You cannot be Donald Trump and then have all of these people who believe that there are lizards under the earth and the Democrats are all like satanic and stuff and not expect something like disastrous like that to happen. So I don't know. It's just not very well thought out, I guess. I'll say that. Definitely should have required more planning on his part instead of just meet here, let's do it. So it should have been at like a convention hall or something at least, and not just in the middle of the street.
Yeah. So do you think then, going along with that, do you think personal responsibility should be like carried by the person that, like Kai, for instance?
um, yeah, I think so to a certain extent. I'm not really sure like what extent that would be. I would say at the very least, like him and his team or whatever should like pay back for the people that had their like property destroyed. I don't know like how that works out like legally, if that's something that the city takes care of or him, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because I mean that would seem like on a moral level the very least you could do if you're a billionaire, probably. I don't know how much money he has, like a millionaire at least. Like you
Hmm.
could pay back that, at least that 60-year-old guy. But yeah, I think it brings up a good question, and something that unfortunately, but unfortunately for us in this time, I don't think our culture has ever had to deal with something like this, because I think people for the longest time that were popular didn't want anything to do with their fans. Like they wanted to stay away from their fans. Like, don't touch me, don't come to my house. Like, you can watch me on the big screen, but stay away from me.
Hmm.
And so I think with with the internet being as big as it is, and people like Kai being as big as they are, I don't think that we've ever had to think about these things. And it brings up some interesting questions. And like you said, like you'd be an idiot to not think, like, if you're somebody like the former president or Kai, that there wasn't going to be thousands of people to show up to see you.
Hmm.
And but once those people are there, like, should they bear a responsibility for what people do? It's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you know what? Let me see here.
Because I think at the very least, like in a legal sense with this, and I haven't followed it. I had only heard about it. I think yesterday I had kind of read a little bit about it, but I think at like the very least, like they broke certain city codes and violations by not filing for a permit, because that's the reason for filing for a permit, so they can have adequate police backup there and all this stuff.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking through his Twitter now, and I am looking for a tweet that says "Stop destroying stuff." There is no such thing. So, I mean, that is literally the absolute least that you could do is to like tweet something or post something or go live and say stop, just stop. Like that seems like a
Uh,
no-brainer to me. But
I wasn't trying to cut you off, but
yeah,
I just tagged you in another one that is absolutely
what?
hilarious. They just pick him up like he's a baby and like pull him out of the crowd.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off your thought there. Were you?
No. No, I was just saying that like the least that he could have done is post something, anything, just telling people to stop or calm down. And whether they would have or not, I don't know, but you would look a lot better if you did, if you tried.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. He definitely didn't do himself any favors by like immediately going live and just saying, "Stop coming! Like, it's a mess. Like, it's a riot. People are
yeah.
destroying stuff. Stop doing that." Like it makes him look like he doesn't really care. Like maybe he was actually trying to get a big crowd together just to cause problems, but which I don't believe, but
No.
I don't know him, so I just saw the one of the girl twerking on the light pole too. So
Yeah.
it's a good look for it.
Oh, and by the way, it's the same thing with these, with even the Capitol riot or the looting and stuff from a few years ago. It's like, you know there are going to be cameras around. Why are you smashing and stealing shit when you could like turn your face? Oh, oh no! Like, like I saw this. There's this clip of this guy jumping on the top of a car, just destroying the roof. How? And you can see his face clearly. Like, what are you doing? So,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's, good questions. Definitely. I mean, there needs to be some precedent set for things like this. You would hope that this being as big of a disaster as it is, people wouldn't do it again. But other people that want to be popular are going to do it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess my final take on it is like you should know better than to get a bunch of people, especially young teenagers. I don't know what his target range is. It's probably like 15. I don't know, 15 to 20, I guess. Like you should know better than to do something like that, but you
Yeah.
obviously don't. But are you personally responsible for what other people do? No, you're not.
Yeah.
And like it would be hard to prove that that person actually was responsible for what all these other people had done too. So I don't know. Definitely disgusting, terrible behavior by everybody involved.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, that's all I had for that.
Yeah, yeah. It just, and again, like as I try not to with stuff like this because it's obviously not. I don't have nothing to do with it, but I just feel like this gives. It's like the video games cause violence thing. Like this gives ammunition to people that want to cancel video games and Twitch streamers and like all this stuff. It's like this was a stupid thing that could have been avoided. Like again, I don't think he should be responsible for what other people did. He organized it, so whatever that means, but it just gives every online person in the normal person's eyes, it just gives them such a bad reputation, a bad look basically in everybody's eyes.
Yep.
But, but it's a good thing that Mr. Andrew Tate hasn't had anything like that happen because that would be really crazy.
Yeah, side note, he actually just got released from house arrest, so he's done with that. I have no idea if that means that like his case is done or what, but yeah, he said that like yeah, I can roam free now, but I'm still going to stay at home cuz I don't know, some like deep philosophical meaning cuz he's like that now, but yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what the underlying message is to all this. I guess just stay at home, kids. Like that one SpongeBob episode. Indoors. That's the place to be.
Yeah, it's really true. Yeah, I don't know. I saw that too. I don't know if that means he's off or if they don't think he's a flight risk, which you would think that he would be more of a flight risk now than ever. But
Well,
yeah,
apparently he has more private jets than ever, so I don't think that's much of a concern to him.
yeah, for sure. Um, one more little thing that I had here, and this is not going to be a long story, but I did see today, and I tried to find it again, so maybe it's just false and it's not right. But I saw that people, fans of the DC universe, particularly fans of Henry Cavill, are very upset because apparently in the new DC universe, Wonder Woman or Gal Gadot is staying on as Wonder Woman, and James Gunn is all for it, and he's excited to have Gal Gadot along. And it just seems again more like he just didn't like Henry Cavill.
Yeah. You cast someone who looks like 10 years younger than him. You keep Gal Gadot, who is like becoming more stale in every movie she's been in. So, I don't know. She's the female version of The Rock. She plays the same character every single time, pretty much. It's I don't think you can get more like stale acting wise than Gal Gadot, or honestly, I think that The Rock has more flavor than she does because she's in like every like basic money laundering scheme spy movie out there, like just like consumable movies, I suppose is a way to put it. They don't have much to them. They're just there to put on in the background while you do your laundry. So I don't know.
Yeah, she was actually in a movie with The Rock and
yeah.
Ryan Reynolds. It was
yeah.
Red Notice. I don't know if you saw that, but
I did not, but I heard that it's not the greatest.
it was exactly how you would expect it to be. You had Ryan Reynolds, who was a great actor, and the other two, which are just lifeless blobs, basically. But yeah, I just like, I don't know, dude. I think James Gunn has done great work, but at this point, I just disagree with everything he's doing. Like, I cannot agree with somebody that lets Henry Cavill go. Like,
Yeah.
To me, it would be like letting Cillian Murphy go. Just why?
Yeah. Stupid.
I don't know.
It's quite the week for stupid decisions, it seems.
Well, especially and just last point here, they just, I don't know. I think we talked about this. Are you an Indiana Jones fan? Have you seen the movies?
I've seen all of them except for the new one. I have not heard good things about the new one.
Yeah, I haven't either. But supposedly the de-aging technology they use in it is incredible. So Harrison Ford looks like he's, I don't know, 60 again. I think he's like 70. I don't know. They took like 15 years off. So like they could use something like that with Henry Cavill. Like he has the name recognition. He has, he is Superman. Like there's the technology there. They just don't want to use it. I don't know. Just, it doesn't make sense to me, dude.
Yeah, now is a perfect time to be on Henry Cavill's good side because he just got like shafted from The Witcher. So, and I don't know, man.
That's another one, dude. I don't know. Are you a fan of The Witcher? Have you seen the show?
I watched the first season, didn't like it. I heard it's getting worse and worse, and I didn't watch anything else about it. So
I really like Henry Cavill and I like The Witcher. I don't know much of the lore, but knowing what I do about Henry Cavill, like we should do like I don't know. Are you a fan of Henry Cavill? Or are you kind of like,
yeah, sure. I mean, I will never see him in Superman and The Witcher, I think so. But yeah, sure, I like him.
I like stuff like this. I like to know that the people that I support like stuff that I like, but like he will talk about in an interview where he was playing World of Warcraft when he got the call to play Superman. I don't know if you've seen that interview.
Oh yeah.
And he's a geek. Like there's a meme going around that he's Lord of the Geeks, which I think is hilarious. And he built his own PC and like he would rather stay in and play World of Warcraft or StarCraft than go out and do all these parties and stuff. Anyways, but yeah, he basically was shafted from the show because he was pissing too many people off because he knew more about the lore than the actual show writers. And so it would be like getting him all set up and he's like, oh no, this is not, this isn't how they would do it. It would go like this. We should come in like this is the actual like lore. Like I know there's one occasion where I think they wanted to kill off the Witcher's horse pretty fast, and Henry Cavill's like, no, like he loves his horse, like he would never, like that's so disrespectful to like the fans and everything. And so anyways, just I don't know, I'm a fan, Like I respect people that can actually like love the work that they're doing. Like he obviously loves the lore for it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. He supposedly is doing a Warhammer 40K show, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what he's
Yeah,
got in the works, but
yeah, I have no idea what that's looking like now, but yeah, I've actually seen him with like pictures of like his figurines that he's painting and stuff of Warhammer characters. So yeah, I am very familiar with him being kind of like a nerd and stuff, and yeah, that's pretty cool to actually see people care about the roles that they're playing.
yeah. Anyways. Well, what else you got for us?
Yeah, I have a final question. What are your top five favorite movies of all time?
Good question. So, does this include just movie or does this include series?
Just
Like a
movies.
series of just movies?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, just movies. Sure.
So, okay, so man. Do you have your list?
I actually forgot to write mine, so I'm kind of jotting them down now.
All right, I can just about like top five off my head. I might miss
Okay.
one, but I
Yeah.
shouldn't because they're my favorite movies. But Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Back to the Future, two are tough. There's so many in there.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, and man, I don't know which one. Any of the Bourne movies. Bourne
Really? Okay.
Identity.
Okay.
What about you?
So this is in order. I would have to say number one would be Prisoners with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. I've mentioned it once. I think it's one of the best like thriller and like mystery movies ever. I think it's awesome. Um, Number two, Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. I was thinking about just putting them all into one, but I think The Two Towers is my favorite. Number three, No Country for Old Men. Classic. It's one of those movies that I was like kind of like scared of watching as a kid because I'm like, the bad guy won. Wait, what? Spoilers. Sorry. In retrospect. So, yeah, No Country for Old Men, and then you probably haven't seen this one. It's a Godzilla movie actually. Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, giant monsters, all out attack. I know it's a mouthful, but it puts a great spin on like the Godzilla story. Like typically Godzilla is born out of the like the atomic bomb actually, Oppenheimer. So but instead actually Godzilla was born in this movie and he was turned into a villain, and Godzilla's typical enemies, who are typically the villains, are actually the heroes in this movie, and it's just kind of a cool mix up. And then number five, I would have to say Avengers Endgame. It's a very close between Infinity War and Endgame, but I just think Endgame is just a bit more better. It was just like a fantastic experience. I went with like four friends of mine. The theater was packed. It was like the most interactive theater ever. When Cap got the hammer, everybody was swooshing out of their seats. It was so awesome. It was the best theater experience ever. So yeah, that's probably partially due to nostalgia, not so much the movie, but yeah, that's my five.
It's a good list. Yeah, I haven't seen Prisoners. I need to watch it. I've heard from you and other people it's a great movie.
Yeah, I've kind of slowly taken a liking to Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor. like the more movies that I watch him in, like Nightcrawler, that one is awesome if you've seen that one. Um, yeah, there's some other ones too, but yeah, pretty much anything with Jake Gyllenhaal now, I'd pretty much say is a fantastic movie. Or Paul Dano isn't in any of these movies, so never mind. But yeah,
Yeah,
I was thinking of There Will Be Blood also. But I guess that movie and No Country for Old Men kind of released in the same year, I think. So that's what I'm thinking about those anyway. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good. I was just gonna say, yeah, I have really grown to appreciate Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know. I think I butchered his last name. How do you say it?
Gyllenhaal, yeah.
But I feel like because I think he has always been a great actor, but he obviously has improved over the years, like exponentially. But one of the first movies I saw with him was Jarhead. I don't know if you've seen Jarhead.
Mm-mm.
It's he's a Marine, and it's pretty it seems really slow, and that was like my first time watching a movie with him in it. But I feel like he does a great job because there's some actors where, like, I feel like The Rock is a great example, or maybe Gal Gadot, since we've already been talking about her, a great example of actors who are, you can tell that they're acting, like you can tell that they're trying too hard to act because they've probably been told they're not a very good actor, so they're like, oh, I need to overact. But I feel like Jake, it doesn't seem like he's acting because he just seems like a normal dude in all his movies, and I think he just plays the roles so well, like
Yeah.
whatever he does. Yeah, I really like his movies. He does a great job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's, oh man, that's a question though. There's so many, because I saw you post it in our little list, our queue of topics, but and I thought about it, and I just, there's so many movies. I will, one notable mention that I will just throw out there because I think everyone should watch it. It's a childhood movie that I love, that I will always love, is Secondhand Lions. Have you seen Secondhand Lions?
I have not heard of it. What is it?
It's it's an older, I think it's a Disney movie. Let me see. 2003. It's not like the best movie. It's not a great movie. It's not even like, it's a good movie. It's maybe not a great movie. But my family just watched it, and we watched it all the time. And it basically, the, but without ruining too much of it, there's this there's these two older uncles to this young kid, and his mom basically drops him off because she wants to go off and live her party life. And so he spends the summer with his uncles, and they teach him a lot about like being a man, and they're very like old men that are very manly, and like, we need to raise this boy and teach him how to farm, and but they take him to do all these hilarious things. But I would say that's another one of my movies that it just, me and my brother love it, and we quote it to each other all the time. So nostalgia, mostly. But
Yeah. If
anyways.
I had to, I kind of have a similar one too, which I guess could be interchanged with like Avengers Endgame. Would be Stand by Me. Have you seen that one?
I don't, no, doesn't.
I don't remember when it came out, but that's like the movie that somewhat describes my childhood with like the friends that I grew up with somewhat, where it's basically these like kids in a small town, like the 50s or something, and they hear about like a guy that died in the forest, and they go on this trip to see the dead body because why not? And then at the end it's like now they're all split off, and one of them is like all grown up with his own kids, and he's like, wow, I wonder where they're at now. I'll probably never see them again. And one of them is dead, and it's kind of like morbid in a way, a little bit, but it's very I don't know, it's very reflective to like my own experiences with my friends. It's kind of the thing where like you never know when the last day what the last day will be when you'll like hang out with your like circle again, that's kind of like that's what I get from it. So
Yeah, it's kind of like the Office quote, which I think personally is the best quote from The Office, and you already know what I'm going to say. And Andy says it. I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old times before. I butchered it. I know I did, but you know what I'm
The
talking
good old
about.
days, yeah.
Yeah, I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before they were gone, essentially. Which is so true, like, because I've had that same thought. Like, so many people I used to hang out with that I haven't talked to in years,
Yeah.
and we were so tight, and now we don't see each other, we don't talk to each other, and it's unfortunate, but it's just
Yeah.
part of growing up. But
Well, is that all for
I think
this episode?
so. You all will have to let us know in the comments if it's a real bear. I think that's
Oh,
the question
boy.
of the day.
Yeah, definitely.
But
That's
no,
a
I
guy in
think
a
that-
suit, dude. That's it.
Oh, dude, I gotta send you that video of the lady on the airplane. It's so topical. I will find one and I'll send it to you because it's so funny.
Okay.
I'm telling you that thing is not real. But anyways, anything else you got to say?
That's all.
Okay. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the views. You know, we just sit here and chat, and you know, we love doing this, and we love anything you guys would like us to talk about. Let us know. We absolutely enjoy the podcast, and we hope you do as well. Like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode of Couch Co-op.
See ya.
Bye.